generate some more money before I finally leave. Some people went to borrow money and say, oh, Charlie, I'm hard up, but I'm going to get some money from somewhere just to put into this because I've heard that a lot of people are doing it and it's going to work. And so they put their money in. At the end of the day, some of them got their hands burned. And so these are people who are risk takers, but at the same time, they are very anxious people. And yet they follow what the crowd is doing. And they make their investment based on what everybody else is doing. Oh, I've heard technology stocks are doing very well, so I'm going to put my money into technology stocks. They don't take their time to do their own background work. And then there's the guardian. The guardian is very careful and at the same time very anxious. So these are really high risk averse people, and they will not want to put their money into anything unless they are 100% sure they are going to get good returns. So in this case, you realize that a guardian would typically be ones that are investing in fixed income investments because they have very high and they're also very careful. And so they want to take lower risk or low risk investments because they don't want to lose money. And then finally, we have the straight arrow. The straight arrow shares all the characteristics of the above. So they are neither individualist or adventurer or celebrity or guardian. They take bits and pieces of everything. Now, the essence of this slide is to help us to be able to do our own situational profiling. What kind of a person am I? I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. But what kind of a person am I? Am I happy to take risk? Am I happy to do it myself? Sit down and research companies, sit down and research opportunities before I take a plunge? Or am I very cautious? Hey, I don't want to lose this money. And so I'm not going to do ABCD. I'm going to be very careful. A certain company has come to Ghana. They are promising several percentage returns on investment. No, but I don't think I want to do it. I want to be rather careful and see that it works first. And so depending on your personality and also your level of anxiety, you may want to craft your investment strategy based on your personality. And it's very key. Let's not forget this. Don't go following the crowd just simply because somebody has said that it is working. It is your money. You want that money to work for you. And so don't take actions that will make you lose that money. Yes, there will be times when you will lose money. And I'll have a statement there that I'll share with you. But don't follow blindly. Know who you are, know your situation, know your personality. And then based on that, craft your own or get investment advice based on that personality. All right. Now, it's important for us to know who our best friends are and our worst enemies are when it comes to investments. And I'll say that one of the best friends that we have when it comes to investment is ourselves. And the single most powerful asset that we all have is our mind. Each one of us has been given a mind that should be able to generate money. You know, when God created the world, one of the commissions that he gave to us was that we should dominate the world, we should dominate the earth, and replenish it. Oftentimes, when we read this, and the theologians and the preachers will tell us, it means having more children and making more babies. I think that if that was a commission, then Adam and Eve didn't probably do a very good work. Because as far as we know, they had 2 children. Maybe they had more, but they did not have millions of children. And so if that was a commission, then they really didn't do well. But dominating the earth and replenishing it really simply means that go and develop yourself. Take things from the earth. Take things from the sky. Take things from under the sea. Put them together. Create something. And let that thing that you create iterate it. Continue to do it more and more and more and more and more. And so that is really what we have all been given, a mind. And our mind is the most powerful asset that we have. Again, to my friend who spoke about Africans being parochial. Yes, maybe that is where our problem is. We are not able to use our minds to generate things. And so the West has taken us over. And what they have converted us to become is simply to become consumers. So you go abroad, you go to Europe, you go to America, you go to Asia. The African, the first thing that he wants to go to do is to go to the shopping center and start buying things. However, when a Westerner comes to our part of the world, the first thing that they want to do is to understand our history, understand our culture, understand what we do best. Why? So that they can take it with them, improve upon it, and use what we have even against us, if I'm allowed to say that. And so the Chinese will come. They see us growing tilapia. They take our tilapia fishes to their country. They come back with 10 times the size of what we're doing. And then they force us to stop eating ours and start buying theirs. We become consumers for them. And so Africa has become a demand center. We're just demanding. We're not producing. We're not dominating the earth. We're not replenishing and activating and creating more wealth. We have just become consumers. And that chain we need to break. Otherwise, we'll be impoverished, we'll become poor, and we'll not go anywhere. And so the best asset that we all have is our mind. And we need to put our mind to use. I'll give you another example. I remember not too long ago when sachet water was the thing in Ghana. I mean, those of you who are old enough, you remember that we used to drink water from calabashes and cups. And then we had one that you tie the rubber, you put the water in it, and then sachet water came. And before long, there were 1 million people producing the same sachet water. We tend not to have so much use of our imagination. And so our creative abilities are dogged. And so one thing comes and everybody jumps on it and we want to do the same thing. But my friends, what I want us to think about, and especially with wealth creation, is that you can use your mind to generate your own investment style or even investments that you can put your money in. And so the challenge for us is, let us be the masters of something. We should know that thing so well and make money out of it. Yes, at the point, maybe somebody will copy it. You generate another one, somebody will copy it. You generate another one. And even generate such that it becomes difficult for others to copy. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft became so powerful that they had to clip their wings. They became so dominant that they had to clip their wings. Look at McDonald's. In almost every major city that you go, McDonald's is present there. And they make millions and millions of dollars by just producing bread with some meat in it. And that is all they do. But how come they've made so much money from it? It's because they've applied their minds to what they do. You know, at one time, the CEO of McDonald's was interacting with some college graduates. And he was asking them, so what is my business? As CEO of McDonald's, what is my business? And the group of students were just laughing. They thought he was just trying to fool around. And then later, one of them said, but we know you're McDonald's. You produce hamburgers, etc., etc. And the CEO said, no, that is not my business. My business really is real estate. Real estate because as McDonald's, my strength lies in getting properties scattered around key places such that I can make people to come and buy my food. And so it's important that we apply the biggest asset that we have, our mind, to creating things that will then help us to generate the incomes that we need and iterate it, do it over and over and over and over and over again. I think that we need to learn from what in Ghana, we need to learn from what our Lebanese, our Chinese, and our Indian people are coming here to do. I know of an Indian who came to Ghana with not more than $10,000 on him. 3 years after that, the guy was doing business and sending more than $1 million home. So what is it that they are doing that we are not doing? What is it that they are applying that we are not applying? We need to use our minds. We need to apply our minds to be able to do the kind of things that we need to do to help us to generate income over and over again. But having talked about our greatest asset being our mind, we also need to know what our biggest enemies are. And I noted 3 of them: fear, greed, and lack of self-confidence. Let me speak about greed first. You know, in the financial markets, they say that the bulls make money. So the bulls are those who are positive about the market. They buy. So they are bullish. We call them the bulls. The bears are those who are selling. So the buyers are the bulls, the bears are the sellers. We say that the bulls make money, the bears also make money, but the pigs get slaughtered because pigs are greedy. If your objective is to go make wealth in a greedy manner, you become like a pig, you'll be slaughtered. Because there's a natural balance in creating wealth, and you need to be able to learn it. Your journey to wealth creation might not be in a single day. You have to apply what is called the little by little principle. So I learned how to make $1,000 today. If I apply the same method and master it, I can change that $1,000 to now 2,000, the $2,000 to now 4,000, the $4,000 to now 16,000, and little by little by little, I grow it. But a lot of investors go into the market, or a lot of people go into the market, and they want to get all their money in a day. Then you are exhibiting traits of a greedy person, and like a pig in the financial markets, you will get slaughtered. So learn to curb your greed. Yes, we all desire to make money, but have it at the back of your mind that you're not going to make that money maybe all as I go.
Recording in
They are not able
progress.
to do things on their own. So they always have to depend on others to do it. Oh, I've heard that this thing is doing well. And they just follow because they realize everybody else is doing it. They don't have the confidence to be able to do it. So from the previous slides, we mentioned it, that you need to know what kind of a person you are. And based on the situation that you find yourself, you can either get advice to help you to boost your confidence, or if you are confident enough, you do it. But these are some of the obstacles, and there are several others. But these are some of the obstacles that we would meet as we go on our journey to becoming financially stable or wealthy people. There's a quote down there which I think we should always remember. And it says that sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. There's a book I'm reading with its title, and it's a very interesting one. And essentially what the book is saying is that even when we lose, we should not see it as a loss, but we should see it as learning. So it's a win-win for us anyway, because sometimes we'll win. But even where we lose, it becomes learning for us. So cancel the sometimes you lose and write sometimes you learn. Because as we go along, that is what should be our objective. Even when I have not done well here, I'll sit back, reflect on what went wrong, come back and do it again, and hopefully this time I'll get it better. So sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. In conclusion, I will say that I would like to read a quote from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, who says that land was wealth 300 years ago. So the person who owned land owned the wealth. Later, wealth was in factories and production, and America rose to dominance. The industrialist owned the wealth. Today, wealth is in information. And the person who has the most timely information owns the wealth. The problem is that information flies around the world at the speed of light. The new wealth cannot be contained by boundaries and borders, as land and factories were. The changes will be faster and more dramatic. There will be a dramatic